Fine Bros. I'm sure you've heard of them. Maybe it's because of their React series or their React controversy, but the Fine Bros are like a household name in the YouTube community. But in the video essay community, they're also known for creating one of the worst films of all time.
F the Prom!
F the Prom.
F the Prom.
F the Prom.
F the Prom.
Let me take a selfie.
F the Prom. Now, I'm not bashing on the Fine Bros because I know that they're capable of making wonderful content. And I'm not talking about the kids react. No, I mean their web show, My Music. This web show has not been talked about enough. It had a The Office kind of setup with a community kind of humor and a fantastic cast of characters, including Grace Helbig, Lee Newton of the Valley Folk, and the god of YouTube, Jax Films. This show is severely underrated and you guys should totally check it out. But back to F the Prom. I don't know, of course, where the Fine Brothers got the idea of this movie, but their intention was clear.
The movie is kind of like my take on a high school comedy. I kind of call it like Can't Hardly Wait meets Mean Girls meets The Breakfast Club.
They wanted to make a classic 80s Mean Girls-like movie in the setting of today's technology-focused world. It's a good idea in theory, but it doesn't really work. Obviously, high school and general teenagehood has awfully changed in the last 30 years or so. Also, the themes, plot elements, and general ideas have been used again and again and again over the last 20 years. So this was already a challenging task. It's like movie telephone, high school to 80s movies to 2000 movies into the Fine Bros' hands, and like a classic game of telephone, the original message comes out as a jumbled blob of words.
And I'd say at its essence, it's kind of my own take on popularity and how messed up it really is that high school and the idea of that can be so great for some people and so not great for so many others. And then they have something called prom that completely puts on display how these people are popular and these people aren't.
Social media is bad. Prom is bad. Popularity is bad. Putting people into boxes is bad. All messages we've heard before told in the same way by different people, spoken by different directors. Teaching these messages isn't bad, it's just repetitive. There's one movie, though, that I think puts social media and modern teens in a natural, interesting light, and that's Bo Burnham's 8th Grade. 8th Grade focuses on Kayla Day, an 8th grader entering her last week of middle school. This movie has all the beats of a classic teen movie. The end of school party, the cute crush dynamic, going to the mall with friends, even dealing with the mean girls at school plot point. Plus, it has frequent use of social media throughout the film. In fact, Kayla even has her own YouTube channel. But why is 8th Grade critically acclaimed, while F the Prom is known as the scum of modern teen movies? F the Prom constantly tries to relate to teens. The characters always take selfies and abbreviate words in real life. Sure, it's lampshaded throughout the movie, but it doesn't take away from their intent of relatability. 8th Grade doesn't make any attempt to truly or seriously relate to teens through trends and buzzwords, but through his character. A common thread in the positive criticism of 8th Grade was that Kayla was relatable to everyone who has ever experienced 8th grade. Naturally, in middle and high school, we are or were insecure or unconfident in ourselves. Maybe it's because we didn't have good or any friends, or a significant other, or we just didn't have good grades. Anything, big or small, that made you feel less than is amplified going through your teen years. That's not a problem that's just brought upon by social status. For example, you can not only find relatability in Kayla, but also the mean girl, Kennedy. Just from a small interaction in the car with her mom, we can tell that her biggest fear is being embarrassed or generally just being seen as weird. Broadcasted relationship drama that's somehow trending on Twitter or falling down the social ladder by not dating a cheater is not something that everyone can relate to. True relatability is not found in self-deprecating jokes or things we do and say on the internet or in real life as Gen Z teens, but it's found through the characters themselves and how they grow internally, not the situations that got them to change. The idea of social media is often exaggerated in film. Usually it's because it makes the film interesting and gives it a conflict at a higher stake because any school drama is shown at a worldwide scale. In real life, social media rarely starts drama, or is what makes the popular kids popular or what makes the loser kids unpopular. When it does start drama, it's on a much smaller and personal scale, and is dealing with situations much bigger than just someone unfollowing them on Instagram. F the Prom uses social media for dramatic and climactic purposes. Since it's such an integral part of the story, this will make it seem much more dated in the future.
You guys see Maddie's eyebrows from last weekend? Oh, on fleek.
However, in 8th grade, social media is the background, used as a form of communication and an escape from the realities of school altogether, just like how it's used in real life. I mentioned that using social media constantly will make the movie seem more dated. More is the key word here. In this day, when everyone is trying to appeal to one generation, any mention of current teenage trends is gonna get you a
How do you do, fellow kids?
Here's the truth. Every single teen movies taking place in the 2010s is cringy. There's no way out. That's just how it works. But the question is, what do you do with that cringe? The F the Prom way is to try to make self-aware comedy about it.
Wait, you're a selfie virgin? A surgeon?
Selfie? Virgin? Surgeon? Ha! The popular girl doesn't understand that surgeon is an actual job, but everyone else does. Please bring me my fidget spinner. Lampshading, or just recognizing that dumb thing is dumb thing without fixing it, is never a good idea in comedy. Jokes are setup, turn, punchline.
Like I'll book a ticket on some garbage airline. I don't want to name an actual airline, so let's just make one up. Let's call it like Delta Airlines. So I'll book a ticket.
While lampshading is setup, turn. Exactly. 8th grade weaponizes cringe instead. Feel the pain of this character as she goes through this horrible situation. Her present is disdained at the popular kids' party. Her dad embarrasses her in front of her friends. This once again helps with that relatability that we were looking for in F the Prom. We, as human beings, have had to sit through situations that we absolutely did not want to sit in. But this cringe weaponization creates a bit of schadenfreude with the audience. Well, this sucks. I'm glad I'm not Kayla in this situation. So somehow, it also accomplishes cringe comedy, which is literally what Gen Z is founded on. This generation and following generations are and are going to be very difficult to keep up with. I applaud both Benny Fine and Bo Burnham for even attempting this challenge of relating to this audience from the slightly higher throne of millennial adulthood. Technology changes quickly, and teens change even faster. Movies take years to make, so it's impossible to use the right slang or jokes for the right era.
That's the problem with, we made the movie a year ago, and already like Lit is, or Gucci isn't, or LeBron, I don't even know.
But you could also stop attempting to do it this way. Stop using words, fashion, short-lived fads, or social media to relate to teens. Get down to their level. Speak with them. And understand them like people. Because there's nothing more relatable than just being human.
Mr. Burnham.